We all have a unique view of the world we are in, how you overcome your challenges or attain your goals. Every experience in life has the potential to inspire, influence, and impact those around us. Welcome to the 3i Stories podcast by Better Version of You. Hello, once again, friends, and welcome to the next episode of the 3i Stories podcast by Better Version of You. Once again, I'm Pritesh, and I'm super excited to get to you another exceptional human being and an exceptional leader at the same time. Someone who is an accountant, a business owner, and a dedicated community champion. Someone who has had his humble beginnings from Fiji to becoming the district governor-elect of Rotary District 9920, serving half of Auckland and 7 Pacific Island nations. And his story is one of perseverance, service, gratitude, and unwavering commitment to making a positive difference. So let's get right in it. Let's welcome our guest, Mr. Raj Chand. Raj, how are you doing today?
Hey, Pritesh. Really excited to be here. Um, been looking forward to this podcast for a while. So, yeah, super excited.
Equally excited, and I'm sure there will be a lot of value coming out of this. So, Raj, you have attained quite a lot, and I have known you personally for a while as well. But today, we'd like to hear a little bit about your story. Could you take us back to how it all started, like life growing up?
Well, Pritesh, I grew up in Fiji, in Nasinu, a family of 6. So I've got 4 siblings. My parents started with very humble beginnings. My dad started a timber and hardware business from almost nothing. And together with my mom, they sort of, worked hard uh, to create a business which was very successful by the time we left Fiji. And that business sort of helped create a base and a foundation for my siblings and for my dad's siblings and his extended family.
Mm. That's beautiful how you're saying from the beginning you have been in a business environment, but you also talk about that business not just helping your immediate family, but the wider extended family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you
Yeah.
elaborate a little bit on it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think, see, with him and with seeing them work hard and start from scratch, we learn the basic values of, hard work, of putting in the effort and sort of seeing them start with nothing. Uh, you learn to appreciate things. And along the way, we sort of watching them uplift others has also taught us that success is not measured by what we have accumulated, but what we have done to make a positive impact on people around us, be it families, be in the local environment that we have been in. So that's one of the lessons that's been with us, and I guess with all my siblings, that you need to give back, and while you're giving back and while you're growing, it's a two-way thing. It's a journey that where the two are intertwined.
Mm, absolutely. Absolutely. The values growing in Fiji, we are taught that you earn some, you give some, and you save some, right? When we start as kids. So, Raj, from Fiji, then you moved to New Zealand, right? Could you describe how that journey was? Well, what made you move to New Zealand, and then how was it settling in?
I moved along with my family, with my parents and my siblings, back in 1989. The parents were doing well. The business was doing well by that stage. But then I think the parents wanted to move, for, like most families, for the future of us as kids, for our education. And the environment at that time in Fiji was a bit uncertain. So I think they decided to make the jump, sell the business, sell whatever they had, and move across to New Zealand back in '89 while I was still at high school. Um, and obviously, as a teenager, it was a very significant transition.
Mm,
And I guess the biggest challenge was not not just the new country. It was a different schooling system, different culture. And obviously, it was a lot colder in New Zealand coming
yeah.
from Fiji back then.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I mean, when you are at that stage in life, It's a massive change because you're living behind your friends, your families. And unlike
Mm.
today, there was no internet. There was no social media, no video calling. So, it was, I remember writing letters to friends back in
Oh,
the day and waiting for them to respond. So, and that
yeah.
weeks. So that in itself taught me resilience and patience. And it's another, it sort of made you a stronger human being, I guess.
So from Fiji, you moved to New Zealand. You did your high school here, and then did you go on to do university here as well?
Yes, I did high school. I came to New Zealand when I was in fourth form. So I did fourth form out in Peppertoy High School. It was a very different school to what it is today, but I guess that's how it has been. A whole of a lot has
Mm.
changed in that time. Um, and then I went to Auckland Uni and did my Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting and Finance.
Yes. So it almost sounds like coming from a business background, you knew you wanted to do something in business, something in the accounting side of things,
Yes.
right?
Initially, I think back in Fiji, if we stayed back, we probably would have ended up in business of some sort, maybe
Mm.
with dad or in dad's business or whatever. But when we moved across, one of my dad's younger brother, my uncle, was here as an accountant. And so for me, quite early, I decided that I wanted to pursue a career in accounting, following in his footsteps. So that sort of became something to aspire to from a quite early age. But then I think another aspect to that was I could see that as an accountant, you could help a lot of businesses, you could help a lot of individuals change their lives around. And so that thing was always there at the back of my mind. So I wanted to pursue something where I could give back from
To
early
make
on.
to make a difference in the lives
Yes.
of others. And accounting is almost, accounting and finance, should I say, is almost a noble
Well, I mean,
profession now.
yeah, we get all sorts of clients even today. I've been in business for over 22 years of my own. I mean, along with Mythica. But in that time, we see all sorts of businesses, some small businesses who have started up, people who have aspirational um, things that they want to achieve in life with one step of starting the business, and that has and a lot of, and that those 22 years, I've seen a lot of businesses grow, a lot of people progress, and that just gives us enormous satisfaction, that we have played a part in their journey.
Because it's not just doing the numbers now; it's the advisory role. Someone who's
And I think the advisory role is more important than the numbers.
absolutely, and for the young ones starting out, or someone that don't have to be young, someone who's starting in their business journey. It's not just getting the balance sheet right, it's actually knowing the ups and downs, the challenges, the hurdles to overcome, and having someone who's a few steps ahead of you as the mentor, as the coach, as the advisor. It really does make a difference.
Yeah, exactly. I think in most cases, you just need someone guiding you along the way. And a lot of clients, and for us now, a lot of my clients are like family, like friends. So, and that's the relationship we have with them because we have both grown with each other. I mean, clients
Yep,
literally
absolutely.
in a relationship sense, we have grown with them and they have grown with us. So it's been for a lot of those clients are like family to us now.
Totally understand that. And that's important. The relationship in business is such a vital aspect, right? Yeah. All right, Raj. So you mentioned that from high school in Peppertoy High School, yay to all those in Peppertoy, to then doing your university in and getting a degree in accounting and finance. Then I'm assuming you would have become an accountant and then now owning your business. Could you tell us a little bit about that part of your journey?
Yes, so I graduated. I worked in a couple of firms for 6 or 7 years. And then I got this opportunity because my uncle, who sort of was an inspiration to get into accounting to start with, he was at that time looking to exit his business. So I got an opportunity to buy into the business. And this was about 22, 23 years back. And that was my opportunity, which was it was an opportunity. It was very exciting, but it
Yeah.
was very daunting as well, as you can understand. I think, not even 30 at that point. So that came with a whole lot of responsibility of
Mm.
making the success of the business, as well as, the responsibility of actually running the practice. I mean, they were, at that point, we were slightly smaller. We had only a couple of staff at that point. But again, it was a massive challenge for me, and mold me into what I am today. So I needed that challenge, and it was
Mm.
something that helped us grow, both of us as people, and also, it was a base for what we're doing today.
Wow, that sounds interesting. Where you, I wouldn't say inherited, but almost had an opportunity given to you, yet you wouldn't have known how difficult the road would have been, right? For someone coming from Fiji to finishing high school to university, still feeling quite heavily like a migrant, still settling in a new country, and all of a sudden taking ownership of a business.
Yes, I think that I was, um, 28, 29 years old when when I sort of got into the business. I think the timing was perfect in terms of he was looking to sell and, uh,
Mm.
take a break. And I was possibly at that time looking to do something on my own, in terms of a business. And this was a perfect opportunity for me. It helped shape, um, the person that I've become today. So that was, I think it was one of the turning points in my life.
Mm. Oh, I can imagine, because that's big responsibility, right? Could you tell us a little bit about, like, day one of you becoming all of a sudden an owner of a business? Like, how was that? How did you feel? What were some of the initial hurdles?
I think initially, for me, it was, a lot of responsibility because I just had to make it into a success. I mean, as it is, I mean, you start from scratch, so you take on debt. I think at that point I was already a homeowner and kids. One of the kids, one of my daughter was there, and so it was like whole lot of responsibility of making sure that I succeed, uh, and grow the business. Which, touch wood, with lots of support and guidance and blessings, we have been able to do.
You are a driven person, I knew, but hearing your story now, that in your 20s you're already a homeowner and the family was there, and a business owner as well. That's incredible, and in itself that's inspiring, because some of us, maybe these days in their 20s, we're still trying to figure out life, right? Forget about having kids, a home, and our own business. So yeah, that was well done, Raj. Thank you for that. Now, briefly tell us what your business is and what does the business do.
Okay, so when we took over the business, when I took over the business, back in 2004, we started with accounting and business. The initial business was called Accounting and Business Consulting. So we wanted to keep a similar name, but something different, a fresh start. So we started with ABC Business Solutions Limited, which is the name that we still operate with. We currently have two offices, one in Pepitoy, the other one in Botany. I mean, it's a varied, range of clients we have, a lot of SMEs, small to medium-sized businesses from a range of industries, retail. We've got few pharmacies, childcare centers, a few doctors, property developers, importers, exporters. So it's a big range of clients that we deal with. And at the moment we've got a team of 7. I'm very fortunate that the team has we've got a very good team, and very fortunate that the client base is it's more family than clients.
Mm, and it's wonderful. And you've been serving for 22 years now. You must be doing great. So friends, for the listeners, if you are in the market looking for uh, an accountant and someone who's done the journey, someone who's been in New Zealand, someone who's got a large amount of experience in the field, ABC Business Solutions is the name to Google and look up. Now, Raj, if we shift a little bit from your professional career as an accountant to the serving heart that you have had and still have through Rotary, and now holding on to the district governor elect for Rotary District 99200. That's quite a high level of leadership there, right? So could you tell us, how did you get into Rotary? What made you join Rotary?
About me being an accountant and my profession and all that, but all along the way, I mean, service has always been close to my heart. So I always wanted to, and this is something I guess I've learned from people around me, including my parents, that we have a responsibility to leave the world better than we found it. And for me, Rotary gives us that platform uh, to be able to do that and give back.
No, that's true. That's true. That's beautiful, because it stems from our childhood growing up. The model that we saw in our parents is something that we are trying to model now. Raj, how long have you been in Rotary? And just give us a little idea or an insight of how your leadership journey in Rotary has been.
I joined Rotary about 11 years ago, 11, 12 years ago. There was a brand new club big then being chartered in Pepetoe, Rotary Club of Pepetoe Central. And I got approached to become a member. Initially, I did not know anything about Rotary at that point. So I visited, and a few of my clients were there at the time. And I saw it as a chance to network and also give back at the same time. Rotary itself started as a networking organization, and then it grew into one of the biggest service organizations in the world today. So that's that was something that got me interested in it initially. So I joined Rotary Club of Pepetoe Central when it got chartered. Um, I was there, and initially I think in the first year or couple of years, I was the treasurer there, and then they got me, and I became a president in its third or fourth year of existence. Um, so that was my beginning or starting or entry into Rotary, and so I've sort of moved on and grown and learned more and more about Rotary, and it has given me a lot back in terms of leadership skills, ability to connect with people, and a whole lot of other things that comes uh, along with being part of a massive organization like Rotary.
Mm. Oh, no, that's brilliant. Before I talk about your current role, if I was to look at an individual, a leader who has his own business, who has his family and kids, and who's also taken up a position in the Rotary organization, where, any leader, if you take up a role, there's things to be done. How did you balance all this? Like kids, family, business, Rotary?
I and I think that was the part of it. I mean, the way I look at it is it's all interconnected, intertwined. I mean, I don't separate uh, any of those things. It's all part of what life is. So you just take everything in your stride, and it's all just making time for all of those things along the way.
Hmm. Okay, no, that's awesome. And now, being a district governor elect, like, what does the role entail?
So Rotary, I mean, as I said before, um, it's 1.2 million members across the world, and it's roughly about 45,000 clubs worldwide. So currently, I have the privilege and the honor of serving as the president of Rotary Club of Botany Downs, as well as being a district governor elect for Rotary 9920, District 9920. And I think, as you mentioned, it's half of Auckland and 7 Pacific Island nations that make up our district, which is the largest maritime district in the world. So that includes Fiji and a lot of these island countries, and I'm fortunate to be part of that. And so next year I have the privilege to step into the role of district governor. I'll get an opportunity to work with a larger group of our incredible volunteers and leaders who are all sort of dedicated to create a positive environment, positive change in our communities, I guess.
Such incredible job or work that you are doing through your serving heart and serving through the Rotary. Now, what keeps Raj motivated to be doing all he does these days?
I think one of the things that we all go through stages when we feel stuck or feel challenged or in different ways. I think one of the things that keeps me focused and motivated is the fact, or thinking back and realizing, I guess, to how fortunate I am or I have been. Fortunate in terms of what life has given us. And I think that when you look back at the sacrifices of my parents and the opportunities that have come with it for us as siblings, I think that's a very motivating factor for me. And I think when you think about how small actions and little things that we can do to make world better for those around us who can, with those small steps or small actions, we can make a massive difference to someone down the line, so that's the key motivating factor for me.
And if you were to finish off a day like just lying in bed and you want to say, a job well done, a great day today, what would that look like during the day? What are some of the things you'd have achieved that'll make you say, yeah, that was a good day?
I think if that I mean any day where you think or you're able to look back and say, well, I've made a positive difference to someone's life, that would be a perfect day. If we're talking about business. I mean, if you're able to sort of positively influence or guide someone in the correct direction for his business or growth, that would be a perfect day. Or supporting a community organization, uh, that would be a perfect day. Giving back would be a wonderful day. So it's when you're able to sort of positively add value to someone's life or someone's environment.
That's beautiful because when you know that your actions or your input has helped someone transform into being a better version of themselves or be in a better space, I think that surely would be rewarding. You have had an incredible journey. You've achieved a lot. You have become a great, influential leader. Now, what would your advice be to the younger ones who may be looking at this podcast?
I think it's quite simple. As with anything, it starts with hard work. So work. I mean, you have to work hard. And I guess along with that, you have to seek advice and guidance from those who have done it before. So, I mean, you don't make the mistakes that they would have made or things that they have learned from their journey. And another thing that I would say is keep learning, and, keep growing from that. And finally, I mean, for me, the key has been giving back. So I think when you give back, it puts things into a different perspective, and you learn a lot more along the way. So life becomes much more rewarding when you're able to give back.
Serving does come with an exceptional joy, right? Knowing you've made a difference. Raj, connected to what you've learned and achieved through your journey, what has been one of your hardest or your greatest challenges in life so far?
So yes, Pritesh, I think the key, as we've sort of briefly discussed before, one of the challenges is managing and juggling these different facets of life.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, we say, we do it and along the way, and it's all different sections of life coming together. But again, it is a challenge keeping everything going all at once. So it is important important to be present in all those different facets of life, which makes it difficult when you're trying to sort of wear a few hats at the same time. But again, so that is a challenge, but it also is a opportunity to add more and more to different facets of life.
That's such insightful that, yes, no matter what we are doing, the key thing is being present.
Yeah,
That's one thing. Yeah.
yeah.
And I always say the value is not in starting something. The value is being in the journey, and that's where the growth is. That's where we are learning and shaping. And then if we multiply that in various facets of life, as you said, you do tend to become that greater influential leader slash person. Raj, why should someone join Rotary?
Yes, because I think, as I've said before, Rotary is a global network of 1.2 million volunteers, community leaders, professionals coming together to create positive change in our communities. And, as I've said, there's 45,000, over 45,000 clubs across the world. And it's the focus of Rotary is on areas like education, water, clean water, health, um, peace building, youth leadership, environment, and the whole lot of other things. And so all the and the clubs are all independently working in their own communities to make a better community around them, and also giving back to create a better world, I guess. So one of the main reasons you join Rotary is to give back, but it's also an amazing organization or a platform to network and help grow your network as a business owner or as a community leader.
That's interesting to know that it's business oriented. No, I mean, when I say business oriented, it means it's got a fairly heavy network of business owners.
Yes,
So,
that's how it started off. But at the
mm,
moment, I mean, we have more and more people joining Rotary for different reasons. They want to give back in the local communities. They want to network with their local people or local leaders. And it also gives you a platform to connect with like-minded people, businesses or like-minded people. It helps develop your leadership skills. Um, and also, you get to get involved in these global projects through Rotary's international platforms or different clubs. I mean, you become part of a bigger global family.
it's in that's there's so many reasons for someone to join. You don't just make a difference in your local community, but you go to your city, your country, and then abroad as well. So that surely sounds like a good reason to join Rotary. How can people contact you, Raj, whether it's for ABC Business Solutions or whether it's regarding Rotary?
For Rotary, I mean, yeah, you can contact. I mean, my phone numbers are 021 279 1233. So people can contact me for Rotary through that, or they can visit one of the Rotary websites, Rotary district9920.org for Rotary, for business, ABC Biz Solutions.nz. That's the business website. But my phone number, I mean, I can be contacted on that at any time.
Brilliant. Thank you. And before we have some fun with a quick fire round of questions, any final words of advice or anything to our listeners?
I just think it's like we've been saying, it's end of the day, our success isn't measured by our achievements or titles. It's measured by what we are able to give back or what we are giving back, and the opportunities that we are able to create for people around us, uh, for them to grow and for them to give back and for them to get the best out of life. So that's one of the keys. And I think once you're able to do that, you're sort of ticking most of the boxes.
Sounds like that's the legacy you want to leave behind, right? That's how you want to be remembered by.
And that's what it is. I just hope that that if you're not there, you want people to think of all the positive differences you have made in their lives. And, that is the ultimate legacy that you can leave behind.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Raj. It's been absolutely awesome talking to you, learning a little bit about ABC Business Solutions and Rotary. Now, to finish off, let's have a bit of fun. So, quick fire round. Whatever answer comes in your mind, let's go with that. So, Raj, what is your favorite food?
I love spicy food, so I'll go with a spicy Thai dish.
Spicy Thai dish, or I'm with you there. Thai is my favorite. Your best moment with your wonderful wife, Nitika.
Um, well, lots of good moments, but I think when you head away on a holiday, on a break, that's always special. I think yeah. So I guess a holiday. I mean, we when we were in Europe and places like that, it's a chance to connect on a different level. So
Mm,
that's always special.
nice. And what country would you like to retire in?
Um, no, I love New Zealand, so it will be New Zealand. This is home, and there's some amazing places and towns in New Zealand. So, yep, we can get a whole list of things here.
New Zealand indeed is a great place. Raj, thank you so much for your time. We are incredibly honored and blessed to have you on our podcast. I'm sure our listeners will find this very valuable. To our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next episode of the 3R Stories podcast by Better Version of You.